Let's go. We here. The playoffs, the NBA. Come on, man. That's what we've been waiting for, right? And we finally here. So let's start off this first game. Raptors versus Cleveland, the hometown team versus Cleveland. And I'm gonna be real. It's not trying to be an asshole to all the Toronto fans out there, but I just feel like we have no chance. No chance. I feel like Cleveland's just a bit more complete. Better team all around. More experience there. One thing with Toronto for me is that we just don't have a leader. I don't know who the true leader is of the team to kind of control the guys and put them in the places they need to be. For example, Brandon Ingram, 9 shot the whole game is ridiculous. Personally, one shot in the second half. That's not You're not going to win games like that, and that's the stuff I'm trying to get to. It's who's a leader that's going to be the one to say, we need to get our guy, our go-to guy, the ball. But other than that, he still shot the ball well, but we're going to need more shots out of him. James Harden, huge double double. D Mitch, 32. They're going to do what they have to do, and I feel like Toronto for sure is just going to have to rely on defensive play if they're going to want to win this series, or teams just could end up sweeping Toronto. But I think the Raptors still have a good chance, at least maybe in 2 games. I do think Jakob Poeltl, he may need to get benched, man. He's not really giving you too much. 4.6 rebounds, not good enough. I think it's a good time to start CMB and see what he can give you. But overall, good game. Both teams shot over 50%. Even shot percent from the free, and that's just a good recipe to win. And it's gonna be it's gonna be an uphill climb for the Raptors. I do think, like I said, they can get a couple of games, but gonna need a lot more out of Ingram if they even want to have a chance. But Scotty Barnes, good game. I think Jamal Shedd played really well. Good for RJ Barrett. The 24 points led the team, but gonna need a lot more from Ingram if they're gonna want to have any chance here. But I do have Cleveland winning this one in 5. So let's see, game 1. Okay, on to the next. Here we go. Minnesota versus Denver. And this is probably going to be the toughest series, firstly, where you don't know who will win. Literally a game by game. Before I really get into everything, I do have Denver winning or 7-game series. I just feel like, the championship experience is going to push them ahead of this Minnesota team, even though I really do like Ant-Man. I really think he could take this team to an NBA Finals, but I just feel like they're just still missing a piece. I like Drew Randall, but, there's so much he can do. Gobert, more of a defensive guy. I think they need, maybe an offensive center to kind of help, because he didn't get a whole lot out of Naz Reid this game. Only 5 points in 17 minutes. I don't think that's going to work. But other than that, Minnesota played pretty well. I felt like they did control the game as much as they could. They shot better in Denver. Denver, this only thing is that they just have the best player, which is Jokic. And of course, nothing new, no breaking news here, but triple-double with 25, 13, and 11, which is going to happen because he usually looks at Rudy Gobert as like he's oxtail. So, Jamal Murray didn't have the greatest shooting night, and that's the thing I'm worried about for Minnesota because he's not going to play like this all the time. And that's why I have a feeling, Denver may just come over with this series with the win. And like I said, it's not going to obviously be easy, but I just feel like they just have just a bit more experience, better team put together. They gel better. They just looked a lot better than Minnesota. And the crazy thing is, it's not like Minnesota played terrible because, Drew Randall, 16, McDaniels, 16, DiVincenzo, 12, 4 for 7 from the 3. That could work. Anthony Edwards, 22. I think, he has to be a bit more aggressive, be a bit more efficient, but that will come with the next game. But yeah, man, I don't know. This is a toss up here, but I do have Denver. I am a big fan of Jokic, and I do think Denver will be taking this one in 7. Who knows? Ant-Man may shut me up and turn it around, but it's gonna be a good series. Game 1. Let's see what we got for game 2. Let's go. Game 3 of the night, man. Hawks and Knicks. So, man, like I like the Hawks, like what they got over there. Big fan of a lot of the players on this team, but I just don't really think they have a chance with the Knicks. I do think the Knicks, especially if you just look at them on paper, this is a championship team, right? Um, Eastern Conference Finals for sure. I could see them in Boston, and it all starts here, right? The Knicks, I think they should easily win this series 4-1, and this is what's the most interesting series in my opinion, because if the Knicks don't win this series, I could see them just blowing up everything. Um, Once again, like I said, this should be pretty easy for them. ATL, the Hawks, I just don't think they have enough size to deal with the Knicks. They have some great guard play, though. That's for sure. Obviously, CJ McCollum, huge game. Alexander Walker, he's not always going to shoot bad. I expect him to pick it up the next game. For sure, Daniels, who also I am a fan of, only 4 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, but I don't expect too much from him offensively. I think you have the offensive guys, and for the Hawks to kind of not make him do too much. Jalen Johnson, who I'm biggest fan for sure, not biggest fan, but do really like him on the Hawks and like what he's becoming. I like those players that kind of can do everything, rebound, score, and assist, and he's him. He's one of them. I think Kaminga is gonna have to come out and play a bit more under control, more aggressive. But other than that, I could see the Knicks winning the series 4-1. Knicks are just a bit too much for Atlanta and just too big. But game one. Let's see what we got for game two. Yes, sir. Last game of the night. Let's tap into this. Lakers in Houston. Obviously, biggest news we got from this game: no Kevin Durant, and that plays a big role. To be honest, no Kevin Durant kind of showed Houston's flaws offensively, only shooting 38% from the field, 33% from the three, and 68% from the free throw line, which was still better than the Lakers, who's not the greatest free throw shooting team. But no Kevin Durant kind of makes guys like Reed Shepard have to take more shots, play a certain way that he may not be used to yet, especially at this level, at this pace, and it hurt them. Like I said, Amin Thompson, who big fan of, played huge. Şengün, I think he had a pretty decent game. Looked kind of flat-footed out there, but what can you do with him, especially when it comes to defense? And yeah, the Rockets. This is another interesting series because if they don't have Kevin Durant, I could definitely see the Lakers beating this team 4-1 in the series, maybe 4-2. Remember, the Lakers don't even have their guys yet. And you got guys like LeBron still giving you a double-double, 19 points, 13 assists, 9 from 15 from the field. And hey, you get that from Bron and you get 27 from Kennard and everyone else plays their role efficiently. Hey, DeAndre Ayton, look at that, 19 and 11. Rui Hachimura, 2 for 4 from the three-point line. This is what you need from the Lakers if you're going to want to beat the Houston Rockets, who's always going to probably out-rebound you in every game. But like I said, without Kevin Durant, who's going to really put them over the hump, this is an easy win for the Lakers that could get them to the next round. And like I said, if no Kevin Durant, I have the Lakers winning the series. You know what? Let's say 4-2 in 6. Because like I said, the Lakers, especially with Bron, you can't count out Bron. You can't always bet against Bron. So it's going to be an interesting one to see if AD comes back. But so far right now, I have the Lakers in 6. Who knows? Game 1. Let's see what we got for game 2.